Balaji. I worked in Microsoft as a contractor, recently completed, and we move into fintech now. So I worked in software industry 14 years, different companies from Intel, Cisco. So I worked as a researcher and proof of concept projects, mostly internal projects. So I got an interest in quantum recently, 2 years back, when I attended an AI training in Stanford. They gave 1 hour session on quantum and AI, and I got big interest in that. From that, I started our own meetup group called Zen for Quantum, and we organized with Vinay. They are associated with that group, and we are conducted nearly 52 sessions, and from NASA to IBM. So many people came and talked in our group. And so that's a short introduction. And I came from biology background and moved to IT. And so I have mostly a biological idea in quantum, like Kevin has. We have shared this common interest. And also, to start with, my understanding about the quantum is like this. So if you take quantum, it does solution at the same time, like using superpositions. So in a classical computer, usually it does one part. If you give a maze, it will go one route, one at a time, and find the solution, like in the red plot it shows. But quantum, it can do all the possible routes, like traveling says one problem, it will try to find all parallelly at the same time using the superposition of the quantum system. So the superposition is using the quantum physics of wave and particle. So the wave particle in physics, the wave format, it can go anywhere. It can be in a probabilistic situation where it will be any state. So that they are using that to calculate the different solutions based on that. So classical has a limitation, and but superposition of the quantum can give multiple solutions at the same time. But it won't be useful unless we filter that using interference. Interference is the, after finding all the solution, it has to be filtered. So they filter using Gruber's algorithm, the such algorithms of the quantum, and filter to the right solution, one solution. So this is kind of my understanding about the quantum, but Vinay can enhance on that. Based on that, some ideas came to me on how we can use this quantum entanglement, quantum superposition, and tunneling those areas. So if you take our brain, how it works is similar to that. So it is like a maze. It has to find a right solution. So you and our brain may be using the quantum system to find solution. Some people use the parallel processing, some people use sequential. So if you use the brain in a proper way, it will be a quantum machine which can find answer quickly using the quantum system. So if you take abnormality in our body, why it happens, one of the reasons is it is not properly connected to our neural system. So it doesn't have the control on that. So the brain controls all the enzyme activities through its signature of manufacturing enzymes, which is nothing but a biological engines. So how to control this using a quantum dream fix solution? I just come up with that, but it has to be investigated for possibilities. So this type of some new ideas I'm investigating on the physical level, mental level, spiritual level. So these are the kind of science and arts, you can say. So this is a biological system. So how we are going to use this gene patch will help. So if you take the brain, it looks like a maze, which has a different folding structure. So this has control for each glands called pituitary gland, which is the master gland, which controls all our other like systems. Like we can say, kidney has pancreatic, pancreatic, and kidney. Each one is controlled by a enzymatic centers. So these are connected to the nerves. So the nerves are the ones acts like a catalyst to release certain enzymes. So these are quantum level happening. So how about making this connection to the cells, which is making trouble making cells because they are not connected properly. Suppose if you take our body is roads and the brain is the mapping like Google mapping, it has all the regions mapped in that. Suppose one of the map is corrupted, it is not having the connection to the cells, then it is become cancers or other problem it can produce. So how to connect that is one of the areas we have to see. So if you take the um, folding of the brain, each folding is protein folding. So each protein folding has a signature. So the signature is like a blueprint for enzyme engines to produce certain behavior in our body. So, so one of the suggestion was, why not we create a memory foam based on the folding structure of our brain, which can be used as a bed, which when we are sleeping, the reconnection happens through that type of signature bed. Each bed has its own signature based on our brain system. So that way, one of the idea I'm trying to see whether we can solve some of the physical ailment through biochemistry and quantum systems, one idea. So this is just a physical level, how we can patch on troublemaking cells to the through guided imagery, we can say. So they recently research, they found guided imagery helps in some of the ailment can be cured through that image by imagination. Brain can imagine cure also. So that is one of the aspect. I'm trying to do a small research study to entangle the quantum area also. The next step is kind of spiritual one. Now we finished the physical aspect. Now we move to the spiritual area. So if we take spirituality, it is also having a lot of scientific principle, but all the religion has certain values of to give to the science also. Science also can benefit by that because a lot of things cannot be explained. Some are beyond matter and antimatter. So there is some state which is beyond our dualistic matter, antimatter. So those religion can explain those things much better than this science. So science can get some insight how what is beyond the matter. So how we can use AI and quantum to find its own God. So we can say if you take all the religion and feed it to AI machine, which can filter, which is like a mumbo jumbo, like we added to make it more interesting, the stories, has diluted our religions to a story like. So this has to be, can be a cleansed like a constant gardener and enhanced in that way. It can, AI can create its own religion also. The AI has proved it can write stories, poem, everything. So it can be possible for it to create its own religion based on analyzing the all the religions principle and make it scientific, mapping to the scientific principles. So one of the ideas is creating a quantum God, as called QOD. I just named it quantum God because the AI can act as an angel to find its own God by mapping. So one of the idea is in spiritual side. So other thing is about, I can say, music. It is now we come to the arts side. So far we covered physics, physical side, spiritual side, now music. So if you are healthy, all the three aspects has to be healthy, then only we are healthy person, we can say. So the music, how we can help in using the quantum. There is already research is done, and it's not a art anymore, because quantum music was done 4 years back. IBM has proved it can create quantum music also. So even I got a one software from GitHub where it can create. This is a called Ableton 1.1. This is a quantum playground they call. So it can generate based on the Hadamard gates we create. So that I'm still learning, but I can place one of the samples they created. There's no problem with that. Maybe. Okay. I think there's some issue. I was playing some time. It's overloaded.
Do you have anything recorded, Balaji?
No. I will send you the link later because this consumed a lot of memory. Something got overloaded, I think. I will play it later, but to say that this is the software 90 days trial they give. You can generate your quantum simulate. This is a simulator. Actually, it's not connected to quantum machines, but it simulates that. So I'll come to the sound therapy research, what they have doing so far. So if you take quantum physics, so far it has been working on the quantum computing area, but the music synthesis can be done, can be useful. They found through this type of software they call generative music algorithms. They recently they are using this machine, this software also using the generative music algorithm to generate the quantum music. So what they are doing is take the heartbeat. So it is also a kind of a rhythm. Each organ has its own beat. So this beat can be mapped to a Beethoven music and mix with that and see how the pattern in different music can be more suitable. Suppose I have thousands of records and this heartbeat, where it matches. So they found certain musics can enhance the heartbeat and some can affect also. Certain music can stop the heart also. That potential it has. So those are, I can send the link. Scientific American has published one article on that. So that one music aspect, how we can use our body system's rhythm to generate music, which is able to regulate our beat system of that organ, like heartbeat, brain has its own beating pattern. So each organ can be modulated in a rhythmatic way. So how it can be used in that sense, suppose if you have the noise cancelling headphone, how it works, it is if you have a lot of noise and your music is mixed with that, the frequency of the out of phase frequency, it identifies and creates the opposite wave. And to if it is a red color is the noise, it creates an opposite beat and cancel it, so that you hear only the original clear version. Same thing, body also has a lot of noises, which is disease. But our original beat is in the a different frequency. So when we cancel that noise of the disease noise, it can create the right body organs beat. So that is the one of the research quantum area they call quantum noise cancelling. Some of the Sydney University they are doing. So they try to use that in quantum computer. So so that is some of the ideas. Just I'm trying to project to be developed, and I conclude my talk because of the time is already exceeding more than an hour. So I'll conclude my session with a quote. Life is one grand sweet song, so start with the music.
Awesome. So yeah, definitely there's a lot of people in the country that want to innovate with quantum, and Balaji is one of them. And he's kind of told me about some of these before. So obviously things have come a long way since the early 1900s with quantum. We've had materials. I don't know if you guys know, the University of Waterloo was one of the first ones to kind of piece these quantum computers together. And now we have something that resembles the human body that the classical computer can't. Like, we're not composed of bits and bytes. So we're talking quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum chemistry, these types of things. Is there anybody that we haven't heard from? So Vincent is normally, or he's on quite often. I see Philip still on. We've heard from Ron. Elena, you could go ahead, and if anybody wants, just very general questions are fine. Nothing's, kind of off limits here. Obviously the theme is quantum, but anything, speaker's background, my background, anything, it's fine. And then Austin, go ahead if you have any questions as well. And if not, I appreciate Balaji's presentation, and then also Vinay's kind of like the in-depth with how to do quantum experiments on the web, and basically don't spend too much money. I think that's the theme right there. And know what you're doing before you do it, because like you said, with D-Wave, you could spend thousands of dollars in minutes. So yeah, an expert is better than some money. Well, both are good though. All right, any other last comments from our two speakers today? So Vinay or Balaji, go ahead. And then if not, anybody from the panel, go ahead, or audience attendees. So Tim says, thanks for the talk. And then Dave says, very nice, Balaji. Philip says, fantastic. So this has been episode 30, or actually 41, special speaker 33 for Balaji. And again, we thank Vinay for the additional words of wisdom as well. So let's do this. So yeah.
Thank you very much. I would say just one last comment. And thank you very much, Vinay and Balaji both, because it's been very interesting talk. And very interesting insights are shared here. A lot of food for thought and a lot of pointers to go and explore further.
Yeah.
As Balaji ended it, life is one grand sweet song.
Yeah.
So start the music. Music has been started. And I am very sure, as compared to artificial intelligence and ML world, which took 20 plus years to mature and invade our lives in the last 5 years, I'm very sure quantum is going to invade in the next 5. It will not take 20. And I repeat that in every conference, reminder basically shared with our audience every time, as we have been talking about this subject for the last 2.5, 3 years. Balaji, myself, and Vinay has been associated in quite a few talks with us and sessions with us. But thank you, both of you, again today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Virendra, for giving a introduction and make it more interesting. And Kevin, for organizing this session. People I enjoyed